Hi, I'm Turner and welcome to Indian Hen Outdoors. Welcome to the new studio. This is going to be our podcast studio and where I will be shooting the talking portions of all our videos from now on. Now we still need to add some things like some more insulation. It's a little echoey in here. Is that a word? But this is what we have right now. Let's get started. So several months back, I shot a little video really quickly talking about this little jewel right here. This is, and it is cleared, the Ruger P89. Now in that old video that I did, I was less than kind on my review, and you let me know that in the comments. That being said, so with all the flack I caught for this little gun, I thought it was time for a reshoot. Is it really as bad as I said? Really thick handle. It's a heavy gun, which we'll get into later. This would lead you to believe it's a very accurate gun. We'll get into that later. Now, in that video, I talked about the history of it, and there's a lot of info out there on this. But just a quick overview. The P series was developed to try and get the military contract. The 1911 had been in service for quite some time, and Ruger wanted to get in on the action. It did not get the contract, and that was awarded to the Beretta M9. Now, it did get a lot of use in law enforcement and some militaries overseas, as well as making it into a couple of your favorite cult classic 80s movies. Now, several people in the comments have told me how tough this gun is, how hardy they are, and they're partially right. Let me walk that out. So, don't hear me say this isn't a tough firearm. It is. It's hardy, and I'm going to give it some props before we go to the range video, because I didn't mention this. I shot this gun, and my dad shot this gun, and point being, there is no telling the last time this had been cleaned. It may have been the last video I shot, which was several months ago. So even when this thing was so filthy that the slide was slow and lethargic going back, it performed flawlessly. It continued to cycle. It never gave me any issues running. You could shoot it as fast as you could pull the trigger, and it operated just fine. Now back to the toughness moniker. It is a tough firearm, but it's a little bit misleading. The reason this gun is so thick and so heavy and so beefy is not because they wanted to make it super tough. The reason it's so beefy is that it is not a forged firearm. So there's two methods of making firearm parts. One, the main method is by forging, and you're actually taking a piece of steel and shaving it and cutting it and making it into the shape. The other method, which is really uncommon, or at least it was during this time, and Ruger kind of perfected it, is cast. You basically pour molten metal in a cast, and it's already in closer to the original shape. And this speeds up production, and it's a lot cheaper. The problem is, it's not near as strong as forged steel. And Ruger, got to give them props. This was kind of their shtick. Going way back, they kind of started experimenting with this. They had some 22s that were actually two cast pieces welded together. They had good luck with that. They then come out with a cast revolver, and I believe this was in 38 Special. I'll put the picture on the screen. A lot of use in law enforcement, got good reviews. So this led up to the 1980s when Ruger wanted to get into the military action. That is why this is so beefy, because it's cast, and they did a good job. Ruger has perfected this. However, as I said before, I was very unimpressed by its ergonomics, we shall say, and its accuracy the last time I shot it. So let's head out to the range and see what's what.
2 hours later.
So we're back out here at the new improved range. I see a lot of videos saying how this was made, that it's cast, the history of it, all that good stuff. What I don't see people showing is how do you use this darn thing? And that was part of my issue the first time I ever tried it. So it's got a safety. It's on both sides. As you can see, it's not pointing the gun at myself. So down is safe. Okay, so it's on safety. There's not one in the chamber. And you have this right here, which is a decocker. And let me explain. So if the safety is on, which would be down, and you rack it, the hammer will fall back into place and the gun will not fire. Right? I can try to pull the hammer back with the safety on, and it will not stick, and it will not go off. If I put the safety up, the safety is off, then I can put it in single action and it's ready to fire. Here's where it will scare the life out of you. If I flip the safety with it in single action back on, the hammer will uncock, it will not fire, and it will scare the life out of you, which I don't like. So if you emptied the magazine and the slide come all the way back, it would hang back. And then you could put another magazine in and you would have to use the decocker for it to go forward. I don't just want to keep hating on this pistol. I know a lot of people like it. It's a good old gun. Don't hear me say otherwise. We're about to shoot it. But I'll just be honest with you. For me, it's needlessly complicated. But let's shoot it. Let's see how accurate we can be. I had a little trouble last time, but let's try to shoot it. Let's give it a fair opportunity. So again, maybe it's this one particular Ruger P89. Maybe it's the sights. I know some people think that the sights are trash on these. You can replace them if you can find some aftermarket sights. I don't know. I just can't group with it. Maybe it's just this particular gun. Maybe it's me. I can't group with it. I'm going to show you what I just did. Let's walk over here. All right. And I tried to shoot the jam, and I'm just nowhere near it. I managed to hit my target twice, and then I'm just consistently all over the place. There's no rhyme or reason. And I know someone in the comments is going to say, well, that's completely you. You're just a terrible shot. I thought you might say that, so I brought something just for a control test. Guys, I'm not sandbagging. I want to like this gun. I want it to do well because it's a cool gun. But I'm also being real with you. So let's use the control now. This is the full-size PSA dagger from Palmetto State Armory. It's clear, no magazine. And basically, it is one of the most affordable Glock clones you can get. That being said, in my humble opinion, it is one of the best Glock clones you can get. I've had nothing but good luck out of them. This is kind of my control for this test. Let's shoot it. The same distance. Guys, just being brutally honest with you, I am not the best shot in the world with a pistol. I'm more comfortable with revolvers. I've said that before. But just cold out of the gate, let's look. A few misses, again. But look at, once I finally settle down, I sell that one, that's on me. But once I settle down, look at this group versus that group. And I actually hit the jam, sort of. I don't know. Maybe it, you know, I'm sure some of it is me, some of it is this gun just doesn't feel as accurate as you would think it would be, as heavy as it is. Guys, something else I'd like to point out, and again, as a cool factor, it doesn't get much better than this. This looks like prime 1980s action hero weapon. For me, again, this is me nitpicking. No matter how I grab this, let me get up closer where you can see. No matter how or where I grab it, because of this big safety, it just doesn't feel comfortable for me to rack it quickly. Like if I grab it here or like so, no matter where I grab it, it feels like my finger is somewhere it shouldn't be, and it's gonna get pinched, or my hand slips off. Compared to a 1911, this smoother profile, I can kind of just grab it however I want, and it's just a lot more comfortable and a lot quicker. And again, this was supposed to be a military sidearm if my hands were wet or muddy or whatever. Even the Glock, same thing. The Glock probably being the most comfortable of the group by far. So, guys, I hope you're not too angry with me. Here's how I can explain it, though. This is the best way for me to explain this and relate to you about this gun. And before I say this, and before anyone starts typing comments, if you have a Ruger P series, it was your dad's gun or granddad's gun, or you picked it up really cheap and you love shooting that thing, shoot it. If you can group with it and it's accurate, God bless you. Please keep using it. Just ignore everything that I say. It sounds like I'm being a bit hypocritical, but I cannot stand for the gun community and the hunting community to look at somebody's, whatever they use, whatever tool it is, and go, oh, you can't use that, you need this. And there are better tools, there are more expensive tools, but at the end of the day, shoot what you can afford, shoot what you like and you enjoy shooting. That's the most important thing. For me, specifically for me, this is a Honda Goldwing. It's ugly as homemade sin, but it's comfortable and it's easy to use on a long ride if I was going to ride a motorcycle state to state. This is a hardtail Harley Davidson bobber. It's cool. Every time I look at it, it makes me smile. If I had to ride it state to state, after I got out of the chiropractor, I would probably get mad and put a for sale sign on it. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I hope I haven't made too many of you mad. This is for entertainment, obviously. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. God bless. This has been Indian Hen Outdoors.